You looking for me, you can find me at the barbershop. Pulling up to get a cut, bumping through the parking lot. I keep it clean, Rico's where I'm running to. If you in the city, then you probably gonna be coming to. Gang getting down, Red's getting down, Nick getting down, Ron getting down, just to name a few. Everybody blade on point. You trying to get fresh, I'm telling you this the joint. Hands down, top shop up in this vicinity. Promises age 9, LaRon been getting me. Temper on the side, I'm trying to grow out the way.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the K.O.S. Barber Club podcast, where we discuss the collection of wisdom on the science of everything in life. And we do so by interviewing our guests and seeing where they obtained consciousness and how they developed the self-concept to get to be the person they are today. And with me today, I have a guest that's right now on fire, spits hot bars, is a rapper from Miami, has been all over the world, and we'll get into that. MoneyMogley.
Hi. What they do, y'all?
What's up, brother?
What's up, my boy?
You got here.
Hell yeah, man. My bad for being a little late.
No, man, you get here when you get here. I like to tell people that the universe never makes mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with that.
So, like I was telling you earlier, man, the podcast is pretty much about us trying to help anybody that would listen to, like, our advice or the gems that we drop so they don't make mistakes, or they know how to go about listening to their intuition, developing a self-concept, and becoming the person that they want to be, not the person that they think they should be or somebody wants them to be, but knowledge itself. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope.
So where did you develop like a self-awareness in the sense of like when you were a kid and you have like the furthest memory?
Oh, man, my furthest memory go way back. I would say, I don't know, kindergarten or some shit. All
right, so you were like 6, 7 years old?
I don't even remember. I don't know.
What memory is it that you remember?
Well, I had just moved. Like, my dad was in the army, so we moved a lot. And
Germany?
Yeah, we moved to Germany, and it was this little town because he was stationed off base or something when we first got there.
Okay, you remember the town or no?
Yeah, it's called Gangoloch.
How was that?
That shit was crazy. And they put me in German school, and I didn't speak German or nothing. But they just put me in that shit in second grade. And I remember I go to this little school, and then some fucking girl came up and kissed me. Like, I never been kissed before. It was crazy. They never seen an American dude or something.
Damn, it's not even France. It's Germany. So German kiss.
And then her name was Melanie and shit. I still remember. And she came and gave me a kiss. I was like, what the fuck? And then some dude got jealous. Fabian. He got jealous. And then he came over and tried to scrap. He was real big and fat.
A German named
and
Fabian?
I was watching ninja movies at the time, and I fucking body slammed him and shit.
So that's the furthest
All
memory.
First day, second grade and shit. I still got more, you know.
But that's the one that really hit.
That's when shit started going crazy and shit, I guess.
And why you say that? Why did it start going crazy? You just started...
Well, I mean, that's like, where I'm from, Heidelberg, that's like, the Gangoloch is like right next to it. So that's where like kind of my life really started and shit. Before that, it was just, like you said, like no consciousness kind of type of thing. So I still remember shit, but...
When you were in Germany, do you remember the States, or you don't remember the States really because you were young, right?
What you mean the States?
Like the United States.
Oh, well, nah, I've never really been to the States before.
So you were born in Germany?
I was born over there in Frankfurt, and then we moved around a lot in Germany.
Oh, wow. Okay, word. Yeah. That's dope.
And then, because I was born on an army base in Frankfurt, and then you just like mad army bases. At least it was back then. You know what I'm saying?
Came back to the States at what age?
I got deported from Germany when I was like 16 or 17. I can't really remember. I think it was 17.
You got deported for what?
I got in trouble in Germany, and so they revoked my visa and shit. I couldn't stay there, and I tried to stay there for like 3 months, just like, you know, kind of like illegally.
Wow.
And then they got me, and they said I could, you know, like they said I got a dip within 24 hours, and I still stayed as long as I could, because that's everything I know. But
yeah, you didn't want to leave. You didn't want to
They just got me, and then I got on the plane. I had 5 grams of hashish in each shoe, and I just went to Miami and shit. And then I remember I was flying in the plane, and it was that dark at night, and then it's all black, and it was like a thunderstorm, but no rain, just like lightning and shit. Mad close to the wing, I got scared. I was looking out the window, and then I just seen a sea of gold and shit. Now
wow.
Miami and shit.
Wow.
And I was like 17. I just get out of Miami.
And you came out here to live with family, or you came dolo?
Oh, my dad was out here and shit.
Oh.
So I came out here for him and shit. But was
So
crazy.
how was school over there? Like, bring us there, because I'm sure that developmental stage from
School?
2 years old to 17, that's a lot.
School was crazy because I didn't really speak no German, so I had to learn quick. But I learned that shit in a couple months. You know,
So you
easy
speak
when
fluent now, German?
Yeah, I speak fluent. now.
Nice.
But you know, when you jit, you soak that shit up. You learn that shit quick.
Yeah, you learn it quick. Well, I'm sure TV shows, music, everything out there.
Yeah.
At that time, were you listening to hip hop or no?
Probably like right after.
Right after?
Like third or fourth grade, maybe. I don't know. I think I started.
And what were they listening to over there?
Shit, they listen to everything. Like
But you get it like weeks later, of course, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Get it mad late and shit. But let me see. I don't know, like the older cats, they was listening to all the old shit.
Okay.
The first thing that I stole, first CD that I stole, I think was De La Soul is Dead or some shit. I was probably like 10 years old or some shit. I think I stole it.
And how do you get music out there? Because I'm sure there's not like
the PX, like the store for the people in the army and shit. It's called the PX.
Okay.
Something exchange. I forgot what it's called. There's a PX and then there's like a in the whatever it's called in
the barracks or
barracks. There you go.
There you go.
And the barracks, they got a big like food hall with like Burger King and pizza and shit. And then they got a place it's called the PX, and then they got like a little shoe store and they got a little record store or some shit.
Germany, you were living in the base.
No,
you were living outside of the base. But you had to go inside the base to get those.
Inside the base, yeah.
And you had access because your dad was in the army.
Yeah.
And you were,
so you get this like this little army ID and shit, and then they get you in. And in the base, there's a big base called PHV, and then there's another one, MTV. MTV is like in the city, and then PHV is like a little bit on the outside of the city, but they're just huge, like big projects.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All the same buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like big apartment buildings, but all the same and shit.
wow.
And then there's always like a shopette, which is like grocery. And then in the other places like the PX. And then everything is like tax-free and cheap because it's the army and shit. And so I would always go over there with kids from German school because everybody wanted, like, at the time, I think it was...
Yeah,
we was really young, but I think it was like everybody wanted starter shit.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that.
Germans wanted Levi's. Germans really love Levi's jeans for some reason, right?
And they didn't have
They would pay crazy amounts for Levi's jeans, like $100. And the Levi's jeans would be like $20 or something in the shop at PX.
Oh, so you came home.
Oh, coming up, man. I made so much money off them motherfuckers. It was crazy. I mean, they had money. And I would go over there. And then I would go to the thrift store in the army base, and they had nothing but like Levi's and old army shit.
Yeah.
And the Levi's would be $1. And they like to use Levi's more than the new Levi's.
Of course, because they got
So
that
I'll be
swag.
I'll be buying the Levi's for $1 or $5 and selling them shit for like $80. And they just like, thank you, here's a tip type
And
shit.
this is you like 16, 15
even,
years old.
yeah, even before like at 12.
Really?
12, yeah, it was crazy.
So you had the hustle and the grind back then.
Yeah, man, I just got lucky, you know what I'm saying?
But
And,
what brought that on? Like, how did you learn that?
Shit, nothing, man. I was nobody really. It was cool getting money and shit. It just happened accidentally, though. You know what I'm saying? I was getting mad money early on because it's just they all wanted it. They all knew about it. And it's like, let me get that. And then we would all go on after school. We'd all get on the train or whatever. The PX in Heidelberg is like in the back of the train station. The main train station is called the Hauptbahnhof.
Okay.
So our school's over there, and then we go to the Hauptbahnhof, which is like a major transit area. And then we cut through all the tracks. And then you go down the last track. It's full of junkies and shit, needles everywhere. But you just go through them, and then you go up some stairs, and then boom, there's the PX. And then they don't come in. They just wait right down on the stairs. And then, the rich kids, they give you money, and they just like bring me all the shit, whatever's there. They want shoes, Levi's, jackets.
So you were the plug.
Yeah, I was the plug. And then they had older brothers that wanted shit, so everybody would put in mad orders. I'll go like probably 2-3 times a week.
They never questioned you, like, yo, why you buying it? They didn't care?
Hell no, man. It's a huge thing. It's like it's just like anything else. They don't care.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a Walmart.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just a regular store. It's not like it's forbidden or some shit. It's just you can't go in there and buy shit if
You have to be part of the military.
Yeah.
So how did you? Okay, because growing up in that I guess, way is different, man. Did that alter any way that you think? Now?
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm from a different world, man. You know?
Exactly. So that's where I want to get. I want to get into that world because
where I'm from, it's like in Germany, it's kind of like Miami. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many Germans there. It's like a melting pot. So, you know, when I grew up, my friends was like my best friend Hussein. You know, he from Lebanon, and then you know his brother Faris, and then you know what I'm saying, and my dog Miro and his brother Mario. They from Yugoslavia, and shit, and then Marco Pansini, he's from Italy. And then my dog Serkan, he's from Turkey. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, it's like
just
here.
random people. And my dog, there's all kinds. I could just keep going on naming names.
Yeah,
but they're all from different places.
Here you got Cuba, Puerto Rico, everything is close.
It's kind of
in
just
Germany,
like
is everything is close in that area.
No, they come from far and wide. But there's 1,000 like countries here in Miami. There's like 1,000 countries over there, but they all speak different languages. You got like the Russian mafia and the Italian mafia, and you got like Turkish mafia, and you got the, you know what I'm saying, all these different.
So at that time when you were pretty much living your life, just going about day to day, you never thought about coming to Miami or the States or nothing.
Man, that was my home. I didn't think I was never gonna leave. That shit kind of got torn from me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, let's go there. How did it get torn from you? What incidents occurred?
We were just doing dumb shit. You know, like we had broken in a bunch of cars and shit, you know what I'm saying, trying to steal cars and just breaking into shit. And, you know, like, I got caught breaking in a bunch of cars, and then some police officer tried to stop us, but he was in plain clothes, so we, like,
so you
like
just
swung on him and shit. You know what I'm saying? That was a bad charge and shit. But they kind of charged, like, all of us because we was beat up.
How does the charging go over there? Like here? Is it?
Well, they took us, like, to the little jail and shit. And then you just there for like a night or two, and then, you know, your parents come pick you up.
So that was the first time you got roped up?
Yeah, that was the first time I got roped up.
What conversations you had? Because I know I've had plenty of conversations myself. When you're on the way, you're like, damn, you know, and you start analyzing, thinking, and realizing.
Back then I wasn't thinking too much. I was always just like, I don't know, just in the moment and shit. I just remember like counting all the, because it was a single cell, it was like a holding cell. And there's not that many people in jail like it is here.
Yeah, here's slam.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I was just counting like the bricks or some shit, just wasting time until they got. And then, you know, when the parents come and be like, yo, I didn't even do shit, you know.
So why do you think there's not that many like arrests or prisoners over there and things like that?
They just don't have that many police though.
Really?
I mean, at least at that time. I don't know how it is now. It's been a while.
So it's mostly like people pretty much take care of their own.
Yeah, man. It's like if I did the shit over here, if I did this shit over here, would have been locked the fuck up. I don't think I would have got out.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Got away with way more over there than over here and shit. That was kind of like my problem. When I came over here, I was still like
thinking it always?
Yeah.
And you got caught up with the wrong people in the wrong situations?
I got like, you know, in Miami, I've been in jail like 36 times or some shit. Bunch of times.
Yeah,
so
Miami's easy.
You get roped up for nothing down here.
It's easy to get roped up.
It's crazy.
You spend a lot of money and then you get roped up and then you got to spend some more.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's different getting roped up over there, but they'll send you to jail quick over there too. Like my dog Hussein, he kept getting in trouble. I remember he got roped when he was 16. We went there for his birthday, and it's like the little youth jail and shit. He's all the way on the top floor. We screaming through the window. And then, you know what I'm saying, over there, there's a jail called Adelsheim, which is like you go to jail. Like once you're 16, you're adult over there.
16. So you could drink at 16.
You can drink at 14. You can drink whenever. You can buy cigarettes on the street. They don't card you or nothing about the drinking. You can drink anywhere. It's not looked down upon. But I think the official age is 16 to buy shit.
But over there, kids don't be acting up, or because at that age, when I got drunk, it was.
I don't know. It's kind of different, man. I guess.
Yeah,
you know, because it's available, they'd be like, all right, here, drink and shit. But yeah, all the kids drink and shit, but it's like
they hold their own.
Yeah, it's weird. It's different. So it's not really a big issue over there.
So so Germany, you got caught up, you got deported, you came to Miami, you got through that thunderstorm. You think that was like a symbol? Something, a message or something?
Shit,
Mystic?
Might have been, dog. Because it was like lightning, you know what I'm saying? Like by the wings and
like the
shit.
movies, yo.
It was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, that shit about to hit us. It wasn't no. And then I just seen that sea of gold. I guess because in Germany all the lights, street lights are like white.
Yeah, that's
And
what
I
you
never
saw.
seen a whole yellow. I was like, what the fuck? That shit was crazy to me. And then I remember I had long hair because in Germany you can't have short hair because I think you like a Nazi or some shit. And
For real?
Shit. Yeah.
Wow.
So I had long hair slicked back like Pat Riley and shit.
Okay.
And I remember walking out the motherfucking airport and that heat hit you.
Yeah.
With my long
like an
slick
oven.
back hair, and then the gel started leaking down my sideburns and shit. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck?
This is real.
Shit.
So
shit was crazy.
from the airport, where'd you stay? Where was your parents at?
Man, like from the airport, I kind of like man, I went to this fucking telly, man. I went to this telly at by Chevy's by the Walmart in Doral, like by 107, I think it is,
Okay, yeah.
behind Malibu.
Yeah.
Across the turnpike.
Yeah.
It was like a little, I just didn't know where to go, and I jumped in.
So when
some
you got
kind
here,
of-
you didn't have family waiting for you? You just got here?
Well, I had to find my pops or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he didn't even know.
No, he knew, but like, I don't know, like we wasn't.
He's a military guy.
Yeah.
He was upset.
So, you know what I'm saying? I had to find him and shit. So then I had mad money because I was, I could get money.
Yeah.
I had money on me. And went to the Chevy. So next to Chevy's, I forgot what it was called, some hotel. I just paid. And I remember I was rolling up my hashish.
Yeah.
And the planes would fly over me. I was like, what the fuck? This shit crazy. And the hashish, you in Germany, the hashish, I don't know if you're familiar with it. You burn it, you light it, and you put it in tobacco so it burns and shit.
Yeah.
So you twist white boys with tobacco and shit. And then I was looking for shit to do. And there was nothing around me and shit at the time because none of the Doral was built yet. It was kind of like it
So
stopped
what
at
year
the
was
Walmart.
this? Around what year was that?
I think it was like 2001 or some shit.
Okay.
2000 or 1999. It could have been 99, something like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Miami
Everything's
at
a
that time was
blur.
on developmental stage. It wasn't done yet.
Everything's a blur, dog. So all I know is I seen a bunch of buildings like across the turnpike, but I couldn't find no way to cross the turnpike. So I just jumped the fence and I ran over the turnpike every day.
Yo,
all the
you
cars
were
were
on a
going,
mission.
And I would run over the turnpike, and then when it rains, it'd be mad, water next to the street and the turnpike, but I just run over the whole turnpike, green as fuck, fresh off the boat type shit, because I couldn't find no other way to get across the street. So I would just run and then hop the fence over there, and then I was at this pink complex.
But you spoke English already.
Yeah, I spoke English,
cool.
but just not very good and shit. I mean, good, but not like I speak now.
Not as fluent.
Not I speak now. So, yeah, man, so I would jump the fence, and then I remember I went to Mall of Americas for the first time, and back then Mall of Americas was packed.
Yeah, you had the Malibu Grand Prix, you had the Home Depot, then you had the mall.
Home Depot wasn't even there yet, I think.
It wasn't there yet?
Nah. But it was, that whole parking lot where the Home Depot was, I'm talking about hundreds of people. I don't know. It was just crazy.
Yeah, that's when everybody used to go to the parties. So that must have been like on a weekend. They used to
I
get
went-
slammed.
I
Yeah,
went there, and I met some crazy dude named Shorty and some other dudes. They was thugging and shit. And I was like, what's up, y'all want to smoke? He's like, yeah, we'll smoke. And then we went to the pink complex, and I was smoking. I was like, what the fuck is that? Because I didn't know what hashish is.
So you put them on.
And I put them, and I twisted white boys. I put 3 little white boys together to make it big. And I put tobacco in it. Like, what the fuck you putting tobacco
And this
in
is
that
a
shit for?
regular norm in Germany.
Yeah, this is normal for us.
All right.
It's like coffee and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's normal as fuck. And I twist it in my hand, and then I break out the hashish, and I'm lighting it. Like, the fuck is that? And I just watch, whatever. And then smoking, the motherfuckers got high as fuck. And then,
And you became the plug.
nah, I didn't have it like that. I just brought a little bit with me.
Yeah.
I didn't have no plug, no nothing. It's just what I had lived. I had brought the 5 grams of each shoe from Germany. And after that,
Yeah,
I
you were
didn't
going
have
to a
shit.
foreign land. You didn't know what to take. You got to take
Yeah.
what you like and what you can.
And then they was like, oh, let's try to get somebody to buy some beer. I was like, I'll go buy some beer. I had money. And they wouldn't let me buy beer. They're like, you 17,
You don't have an ID.
18,
You're 17. Slick back
I was
hair.
like, oh, shit. But I had pants only. I only had pants when I came to Germany. I didn't have no shorts. I mean, when I came to Miami. So I would go in the gas station and I would just steal quarts. I was just throwing down my pants because that's what we did in Germany.
Oh, like the movie Kids when they threw
Just put down the 2 cords down the pant legs and then, baggy jeans and then just walk out. After they told me I couldn't buy it, on my way back from them saying
So
I
at
couldn't
that
buy
time,
it,
nobody could tell you nothing, man. You were
I
focused.
I was wild.
You were wilding.
I was crazy. So then, American beer is different than German beer. It's like water. I never liked German beer. I would drink like hard liquor if I drank
Okay.
Germany. I drink like, tequila or whiskey or whatever the fuck, or champagne was my
Because
shit.
the beer over there is a little
Too flavorful or some
Gotcha.
shit. At least for me as a jit. But then the American beer tastes like fucking water and shit.
So
I'm
then
like,
you started drinking on the beer.
Yeah, so we started drinking like Coke 45s and shit.
Started
ODs.
getting Americanized.
Yeah, dumb shit. The American beer is poison, nigga. That shit fuck with
It's
your
all
head.
poison, man. But we
Real-
seem to.
No, I mean, the German shit that got like a rule. It got no heavy metals in it. Americans beer is like just poisonous. The way
Word.
they make it. It's a difference. You can drink 20 German beers and 20 American beers, and you'll wake up different the next day. You know what I'm
word?
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like German shit is clean. It's got that purity law that you have to abide by.
or less sugars or whatever.
All types of shit. And Americans don't have none of that shit. So
Got it.
it's a big difference.
So you woke up with a headache.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Big ass headache and shit.
So take us to that mindset that you're at, though, because that's
At
a
this
crazy
point,
story.
I
You
was-
got off the plane, you ran across the turnpike.
I'll do
You're
that
in a
shit
foreign
daily,
land.
daily, just walking around. I was just
Now you met
figuring
some
shit out, and then I found my pal on 147. He was on 147 in Kendall and Panache.
Okay, you found your dad
I
after
was
that.
over there, like, what's up? And then boom, boom. And then from 147, I was right by Tennis Villas.
Okay,
And then all that shit. And then I just started, I don't
was
know.
music in play at that time or not?
I mean, I would bump a bunch of shit.
But you
I
weren't,
listened
you weren't
to
writing or not.
I didn't think you could rap at that time, man. To tell you the truth, I didn't think like I could rap. I thought rap was like for mythical figures, legends.
Were there any
You know what I'm
rappers
saying?
in Germany?
Yeah, there was actually the place where I grew up, Heidelberg. It's kind of like the hip hop mecca of Germany, and I
Okay.
actually came up on the famous German rappers that started it all, kind of for like real hip hop.
You still in contact with any of them? or
Yeah,
no?
I'm still talking to them. They still all know me and shit. Like it was this group called Advanced Chemistry and shit. I was in a video when I was a little jit.
Nice.
And then the other people is called the Stieber twins. They're like two brothers. They used to always let me come and chill and shit. But I was like a little knucklehead and shit. So, I was like hustling and then I do a lot of graffiti, but I never,
You hadn't developed your self-concept yet.
Yeah.
You were aware what you liked and didn't like. You didn't know what you were going
I
to do.
always grew up like surrounded by hip hop and I only listened to hip hop and shit, but I never thought
You would
doing
be
it.
able to do
Graffiti
it.
wasn't really like, like hip hop or like rapping and shit. Even though they say it's all.
So when you
elements
landed
or some
here in the
shit.
United States, you gained more knowledge of it.
Yeah, when I came over here, I remember I was walking around and I was at my dog JC house on 157, and some dude named Def Grip came through with like a little boom box, and then he would just freestyle shit. He'd be like, say a word, and then I'll be like, all right, orange. He's like, oh, you been warned, torn you out the frame, change your form or some shit. I'm like, man, damn, that's pretty cool shit.
So you started learning.
Yeah, then he's like, what, the party like got shut down or something, and then you just started walking down 157. He's just rapping the whole time, and then he's like, oh damn, I need some batteries. So I went and stole some batteries or some shit at the Walmart right there on 157, and then just all night with them fools with him and like Shot-Town Manny and some other old 152.
So when you
152.
start actually developing that self-concept of, okay, Mogley the rapper, MoneyMogley the rapper, when did you decide
Man,
to
I don't know.
build that
I still
character?
don't consider myself a rapper, kind of. And I don't know if it's a character per se, because, some people got, what I'm saying? I kind of like, I don't know, I rap the same way I talk and shit, you know what I'm saying? Regular and shit.
No, but when I say character, I'm not saying more like it's more like this is who I'm building myself to be in a sense. So different aspects of your, like what you just told me. Okay, so you had hip hop around you in Germany. So you liked it, you acknowledged it, you picked that up
Yeah, like hip hop was
subconsciously.
my home and shit.
Exactly. So when you
Hip-hop was
came
always
out
my
here,
home.
you started going to that tribe, those people,
Yeah,
and then you
so-
started picking up on it. So What was the day that you're like, all right, I'm next?
Shit, man, that shit probably took forever, man.
Word?
Because
Not even at home by yourself, like on
well,
some,
like I'll be out on 152 with Def Grip and them on Bradley Park and shit, and they always be rapping. So one day they like, here, you rap. And I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, let's get
whatever
some
came
shit,
out.
make a flip. I was like, damn. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And the shit was fun when you drinking and smoking with your people and shit, just having fun. But then I was like, all right, let me see if I can get better. So I went home and started writing. You know what I'm saying?
There
Try to
you
make
go.
it a little bit
How
better.
old were you that?
I must have been like 18, 19, some shit.
All right, word. So
Some
like
shit.
a couple years went right when you got here.
Yeah.
2 years in the set.
Yeah. And so then, because
You
everybody was
still have
always
those,
rapping.
those bars or no?
I
That you
think
wrote?
I got like 3 pages with I had the book I was writing. It was crazy. It was like one of those drawing sketchbooks. So the I would write with the markers, and it's like a whole page.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I think I still might have a couple, but I think most of it got lost and shit. I got a bunch of rhyme books, and I started buying notebooks or getting notebooks. I probably got like 15 notebooks, just
Front to back.
front to back, both sides
Hell
of the
yeah.
page and shit. But I don't know. And then in Bradley Park on 152,
Okay.
we had this homie named Dragon. He was like a recluse, but he had like all the equipment to
Got it.
record and shit. At
So you
least
had a studio.
not really a studio. It's like a stage mic. He had a beat making shit. He made beats. He had a turntable and he had like a tape deck you
Got
could
it.
record. So it wasn't, you couldn't really call it a studio and shit.
And you gotta start somewhere, right?
Somewhere, yeah. So we would freestyle for hours on these like little 90-minute tapes and shit, and then freestyle for 90 minutes on just instrumentals off of records, and then go outside and get drunk listening to the shit we freestyle.
And
it
the
was all
best shit.
garbage.
It was well, now you say it's garbage. At that time,
At that time, you felt like the king of the world. and
yeah,
shit.
man. So
You know what
take
I'm
us there to
saying?
that feeling, because from what I hear, I think you went through a lot of turmoil, like in the sense of like, damn, I'm being torn from what I know to something, and then something new.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I think you don't notice it, but like when you get torn away from everything you know and love and shit, like in a short amount of time and shit, like it affects you in a deep
Yes,
way.
that's where I want to go, because.
But I didn't never thought about it or nothing. I just kept it moving, you know.
So what conversations did you have with yourself? Like, did you have like an intuition pulling you towards like, all right, you know what, it's gonna be all right, or were you telling yourself like, yo, it is what it is?
I don't know, man. I don't really talk with myself in my brain. Like it's like a storm and chaos and shit. Like shit don't make no sense in there. So I just kind of like keep it moving, stay busy, and try to like stay in the constant and shit, just doing whatever and shit. So then in Bradley Park, I don't know, like just every day, it's just everybody just doing
What they do.
shit and rapping and shit at the same time. So I was just lucky that I was around that shit, because if I wasn't around that shit, I don't know.
Who
like,
knows what had happened?
Yeah, man, I would have just been thugging only and shit. I wouldn't have that creative outlet, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
So now that you got the creative outlook and you feel confident and you develop, okay, I'm a rap. When did you decide, all right, I'm doing this for real now? Let's go record.
Man, that's crazy, man. I don't know if I ever the rap shit. Like once I started getting good at it and shit,
Yeah.
this shit just like start coming out. Like pause. But it was just like, I don't know. It just comes naturally, and I'll never rap to sound like somebody else. I always be rapping about shit that I'll be listening to a lot of Pac or some shit. I'll be listening. I don't know. I never try to like most people in Miami. Like they want to blow or some shit.
Or they want to keep up with the trends. And
Yeah, exactly. They're doing what everybody else is doing or some shit.
Exactly.
You know
That's what I told
saying?
Shotty when he was here. I was like, yo, the reason I appreciate your music is because it sounds so different.
Hell yeah, man. Shotty like his own genre and shit.
I'm like,
So,
and then we started talking about the verse that he talks about Espumita. I'm like, yo, I've never heard a rapper say Espumita.
hell yeah.
So I'm from Miami. I'm surrounded by I drink coffee every day. I know exactly what he was talking about in the verse, so it took me to a different location. And you be doing that as well. That sometimes you be saying things, and because of your upbringing of Germany and the whole torn from there and everything, you could hear it, you could feel it, and it's not like a gimmick.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, yo, I got to get him on the podcast.
I appreciate
How'd you
that.
develop this self-awareness, and how did you create the self-concept? Because
Man.
it's different.
Yeah, definitely different, man. I don't know, man. Like, I don't understand rappers, man. Anybody that raps for, like, you know, to quote unquote make it, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some people are artists and some people are hustlers.
Yeah, man. You know,
And if you're good at doing this art, then you'll use it as a hustle.
yeah.
But I appreciate
I don't.
the
There's
art.
nothing wrong with, like, you know, getting your money. However, you know what I'm saying. But
Correct.
just to, like, hip hop or rap or whatever. You know what I'm saying. That shit's like, you know, part of my soul, I guess, heart.
That's the way it should be. That's the way that it was made. Because the development, those stages of hip hop was people coming from nothing and just having a stage.
Yeah, son.
You know, being there, like what you did with your boys, just being able to say what you want to say and it sounds dope, and then it's productive.
You know.
So you started producing music
Yeah, yeah.
and recording with your boys in that little tiny little setup.
Yeah, like Dragon would make the beats, and I remember I was like, for some reason I always knew like the freestyle shit. Once you freestyle for like a year or two, or probably freestyle for like 3 or 4 years, you know, you just eventually, you know, nothing new happens. You just keep saying shit, even if you spit your dopest motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, bar ever or verse ever, you know what I'm saying, then, you know, the 10 people there hear it, but then it just disappears and shit. So I always knew, like,
Gotta write this down.
I gotta write it down. Gotta get better. How you gonna evolve? So I always knew I was gonna make an album. So then we just made an album with the stage mic at Dragons and shit. I just made it happen. It was called like the No Tomorrow collabo. It was crazy. I must have printed like, you know, 100 CDs. Did the cover myself. Made copies. It was mad. It was mad bootleg. It was mad bootleg. It looked mad.
Yeah, but if it does, that's like a process you have to go through.
Yeah.
If not, it's like I was talking about that today with a friend of mine in the shop, because there's certain people that got into certain positions that didn't earn it. It was just they were put on there because the convenience of the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's like you didn't earn it. You just got it because you're the one that's up. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, can you really respect a person like that?
It's hard for me. Like, you gotta earn it.
So when I hear these stories, I'm like, all right, Mogley did it from the bottom up.
And it's funny, I would take the little copies, and it's hard as fuck to sell CDs, but I was selling like 2 for $8 Nick bags at the time.
Yeah.
Or Reggies and shit. At the Quickie and shit. So I had lots of people coming through all the time. So
you told them, yo,
I'd be like, here, look, here, get the 2 for $8, and here, get the CD. If you don't like number 1, throw it out the window. But if you like number 1, you know,
keep
play
going.
number 2 and shit.
Nice. So you had a little.
Yeah, we just, you know, shit was, it was.
From Levi's to CDs.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And, but then, like, there's these people called the Four Horsemen. They had like a real studio and shit. They would always come and cop from me.
Okay.
And when they cop, I gave them a CD. And then they came back. I was like, what's up? How y'all felt the CD? And it was like, yo, Mogley, for real, like, we frisbeed that shit.
Oh, reality check.
And I was like, damn, for real? He's like, yeah, I mean, there was one song that was straight, but everything else on that bitch was garbage. The quality was garbage. You know what I'm saying?
They were honest.
Yeah, they was honest. And I really appreciate that shit. First, I was like, because I thought it was the best shit in the world. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, at that time, it was.
When they
for
told
you.
me, and they was actually doing it at the time, and when they told me that, first I was like, fuck them. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck, they fucking right. You know what I'm saying? So then I started working on upgrading. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you check your ego at that time?
I don't know.
Because a lot of people can't.
The truth is the truth, man. You just gotta, you know.
Message. The truth is the truth.
You know what I'm saying? It's not always, you know, it's not always hating.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know, you can take it or not, but, you know, people that get in their feelings, I always try to not be too emotional and shit about shit. You know what I'm saying?
So then they invited you to the studio?
Nah, I was just, you know what I'm saying? You can't really rely on other people, man, especially when you ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good
you kind of like,
message.
We just did it ourselves and
Found
just slowly upgraded. Yeah, I mean, at first I tried to build with Dragon, but he went crazy and shit. He ended up burning all his shit. He went nuts. And so then I started getting my own shit. And then finally I got with my brother Belief, and we linked up with DJ Fuse.
Nice.
Fuse was the homie, and he looked out for us majorly in the beginning. And then they was doing it like a record label. They was doing it like, trying to be professional.
Yeah, like at that time,
And
that
I
was
was kind of wild. I was like, man, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't professional. Y'all just acting professional, which is, a plus. But I thought they was like fronting, but they wasn't really fronting. They was just trying to be professional the best way they could.
Yeah,
they would write like little contracts,
the industry
and shit. And then like I was
industry
like,
norms.
you can't act like you the industry if you ain't in the industry. But I was wrong. Like you act like you're a professional. Eventually, you become professional.
You practice good habits, and good habits will take you where
I
you want
didn't
to
know
go.
that, but they still looked out for me, even though I was a dick. And I did my first. We did the first, like, we used to be the Wolves and shit. Watch Wolves. We used to be called the Wolf Pack, like Dub P.
What
like
year was
Wolf
that?
Pack. Must have been 2003, 2004, 2005, some shit.
So
I'm not good with years though. Everything's a blur,
Yeah. It's a fast forward.
A lot of drugs and alcohol and shit.
Heard that.
But we made Belief made his first mixtape with Fuse, and then he was first, and then I think we did like a Wolfpack mixtape called The Building, and then I did one called Gumbo with them, a solo joint, I think with them, and then a bunch of mixtapes and shit, and then I don't know, we was just with Fuse the whole time, and then I made like the Mogley tape with them. The Mogley tape was kind of like the first one.
Okay, I was gonna ask that. Like, when was the first one that you actually like?
First one, like 2012. I don't even remember the dates. Like the shit back then, it used to take forever to record, because you had to. I mean, I would record quick. Like I probably recorded the tape in like 4-6 hour sessions and shit, so like 24 hours.
Okay,
but it's still spread out over weeks.
Correct.
To get that one day, to get in there.
Yeah.
And then after you get it all recorded, then it's a fucking mission to print that bitch up.
They gotta
get
master
everything in. It's a totally different game.
Yeah,
you're
accustomed to like, let's do it.
So that, like 2 years later, finally when it came out, I had like 1,000 copies, and I thought like this is finally like a decent body of work that I could be proud of and stand behind it. But it was just other people's beats and shit.
Yeah, it
was like the mixtape time.
A mixtape, freestyle mixtape. That's dope.
But that shit was fire. Like,
and what was the response on that?
Everybody was loving it, man. They was playing in the strip clubs and shit every time I walked in that
Word?
bitch. Yeah. It was a time.
All right, so from then to now, like, what obstacles did you go through that you could have gone left, like we were talking earlier? What decisions were you like, nah, I'm going to keep it thorough. I'm going to keep going this direction?
Man, I never had a plan, and I was just always like, I don't know. I don't know.
Are you spiritual? Are you religious? Are you mystical?
I don't know, man. I believe in God, but I don't follow no books and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way, because the books are written by man, and for me, sometimes it's a little blurry.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm right, because all I know is that I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't hating on nobody.
Exactly. I love, that's my religion, love. I just, if it feels good in the sense of like intuition, gut feeling, and my experiences in life guide me to be like, all right, this is the real, then that's what it is.
Yeah. That's raw.
So then, what obstacles did you have to overcome to get to the next levels?
That's the thing, man. Like, I don't think I ever got to the next level, though.
I think you got to the next level because I'm listening to it, though. And when I listen to it, I'm like, yo, there's another level.
All right. Well,
why? Because I've been in Miami since I was a kid. I've been listening to music, hanging around parties, DJs, producers, students, and I've heard it all. So when I heard you guys doing what you're doing, especially this year with the wolf and the goat, and it's like, oh, damn, these guys have a concept and they're riding with it, and nobody's at that level. You guys are on fire in my eyes, right? Like, I hear it and I'm like, yo, I could jam to this. Because usually you listen to something, it's like, okay, it's good, but I've heard it before. So now I'm not hearing it. And I like the way you guys are introing the songs, that it's like very mellow tones, and then the bars just come out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, shit, okay. And it just keeps building and building and building. So I appreciate it, man. And I just want to know how you got to that concept, okay? Like, this is the way I'm going to go.
I don't know, man. We just kind of like just kept doing it. I mean, just always trying to like level up. And then eventually I was in efficiency and shit before my son was born. And then I had my brother Joey and my dog KMH, Tiki Taka. They're like, yo, we should just get the studio here. And I was like, man, this is a little piece of shit efficiency, dog. My fucking landlady gonna trip. They're like, fuck it. So we all
Took a risk.
We all put
No
together.
fear.
We all put together. And I bought the laptop. Joey bought the speakers and the Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Which was like a student edition Pro Tools, the cheap kind.
Okay.
At the time.
So it was limited.
Yeah, it was limited, but it still came with a key or whatever. It
Right.
wasn't that bad. And then you could upgrade for like a couple $100 also later on. So, and then KMH would do like the mixing or whatever.
Yeah.
So we just started from there. And we just started like recording at the efficiency and shit a lot. We'd be there every day just getting twisted recording. So once you have your studio, your own self, that was like a major step, I would say. For me, at least.
You record whenever you want.
Yeah,
you have
like
a good song or an idea, let's work.
Yeah, man. So it was like a constant just banging shit out every motherfucking day, just getting twisted. And then afterwards, after banging it out, going outside the front of the crib, just getting twisted on the street, playing that shit. Just, yeah, we fucking did it every fucking day. Stupid as fuck.
Nah, man.
Just loving the music
that's
and shit.
Artist fellowship. That's that energy. That's like a tribal thing. I see it like that.
That's a good way to
I always, because I always, like, you know, when you watch movies and they get to the island and they see the Indians and they're dancing around the fire and they're like, what are they doing? In my mind, I'm like, I know exactly what they're doing, bro. They're probably just either some hashish, some mushrooms, or whatever it could be, and then they're having a great time with their tribe. They're dancing, they're singing.
Oh, yeah, that's dope.
So that's what
definitely
it
some
is.
tribal shit going on and shit.
Exactly. You had your tribe, you had your studio, you had
So
the
then
vibe.
we did that for a couple years and shit. And then my son was born, Wolfie. You know, I had to get out the efficiency and shit.
So that altered your mind state, or
Yeah. When Wolfie was born, I was like,
this
I was
is real.
still wild, but I was just
Now you're
tightening up a
listening
little bit.
to the voice.
I got like a job and shit, like a real job a little bit, like a telemarketing sales job. I was getting like a little money, making like a little $70K a year or some shit, which was new to me. But you putting in mad hours, like, you know, like 80 hours a week and shit, bullshit.
So take us there. Like, you knew you had to do it because you had to
Yeah, I had to get money.
stay out of trouble.
I had to get out of efficiency. You know what I'm saying? And I had a job before then, you know what I'm saying? Like another telemarketing job, you know, just thugging. Like, I was working with Serum and then Solomon, RRP. You know what I'm saying? Like the thugging telemarketing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar. It's like a whole little world in Miami. But, so then my boy was born and I had to get him out that efficiency. So I just was working and shit. And then, got him out, and then we moved to like Cutler Ridge, and then had the studio with the apartment, the 3-2 and shit.
So you got a 3-2 and made a room with the studio.
Yeah, room with the studio and shit. And then, and then that was the next step.
So did you plan all this out?
No, hell no. Everything.
You were just whatever was
Matter of
coming?
fact, like, I mean, I still had this shit from the efficiency. I went and we was recording on that for mad long, and then one day, you know what I'm saying, you upgrade, and then the Pro Tools don't work no more.
Oh.
So I was fucked. And then I was gone for like 6 months or a year, some shit for a while. And then one day my dog told me, like, yo, you should do this GoFundMe shit. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I ain't gonna ask nobody for shit. He's like, do it. Ain't nobody gonna do that shit. So I was like, yo, I need help to I need help to get this music back up. And then I put it up, and like the first day it was like $700, and then like by the end of the week it was like $1,400.
Nice.
I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, people actually give a fuck. I wrote down every name that shot me a little bread. I really appreciate them to the end of time. And then I got me a new laptop.
It's your tribe, bro.
Yeah, got me a new laptop, and then my dog Big G, before I got the new laptop, he gave me his hand-me-down iMac. So we was using that first, but then that broke too. And I don't know, I'll be in a bad place when my shit be breaking and shit, because I ain't very like tech savvy and shit. So
you get
like,
frustrated.
Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But then everybody helped me out, so I got that laptop.
You're like, Control Alt Delete.
You know what I'm
Fuck.
saying?
Doesn't
Yeah.
work.
I
Control
don't know
Alt
what I'm
Delete.
doing.
I feel you.
So then everybody helped me get this laptop. I'm still working on that same laptop that everybody helped me get. And you know what I'm saying? I got
That's
the
good
mic.
energy right there.
I got the mic from my dog Wake and Vape. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Marlon. Speakers, still Joey speakers from the efficiency. You know what I'm saying? And the presets that we have, the template is from a dog, Primo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alex Bustillo and shit. He's another legend that hooked us up, that enabled us to do, you know, the shit that we do. And it's truthfully, man, I don't put thought behind this shit, man. I just kind of just do it because that's what I do. I never really think about it, and just till recently and shit.
Yeah, it's like your actual life.
Yeah, it's like my actual life. Like, I don't even think about it, and I don't expect nothing at the end. So there's no, like, I don't know.
So
there's no, like,
having that mindset, did you ever have doubt?
Oh, I doubt my shit every fucking time. I mean, I got nothing but doubts.
So what's the drive?
Well, the drive is just the creating of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that tribe magic shit. You know what I'm saying? The act of actually creating it with your dogs and shit. That's the shit that I love.
And that's what you searching for.
Yeah, like, I don't really care that much about the end product. You know what I'm saying? I just create. I just
Journey
love
in the process.
creating it. And my trick is I just release it real quick so I don't have time to doubt
You
it.
don't overthink it.
Exactly. I just don't let it sit in my thoughts. I don't let it sit. Because if it sit longer than 3 months, that's it.
You're altering the flow.
I'm going to cancel that shit. I'm going to be like, fuck that shit. I'm like, this shit's old. I can make something better. Or I'm just, like, not happy with it. I'll find something wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have nothing but doubts in everything that I do. But my trick is I just, you know what I'm saying, I record quick and I release it quick. You know what I'm saying?
And you understand that.
And when you do it so much, you just get better and better slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And the consistency really helps in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? Because people, you know, I don't know. If you got dope shit and you got it on a consistent basis, people will eventually take notice and shit. But
that is true.
That's never been the plan. It's just
how you do
just
things.
how it came about.
Since back in the days in Germany.
Yeah.
Till now.
You know what I'm saying? So we just hustle for ours, and we just happen to be lucky that we could make, like, decent music and shit.
It is. I appreciate it. I jam to it all the time. I'm like, yo, this is it. You guys be singing some wild shit. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And the beats are sick, yo. And I like it because it has that bass drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you could jam and chill. Like, I could tell you've been around that Miami vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
So you embraced it.
It's Miami as a motherfucker, but you know what I'm saying?
A new level.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like like, it's a new world now with all the internet and shit. So Miami used to be just Miami, and then, you know, just like, I don't know, the South or some shit, right?
Yeah, like I was talking that with Shadi, because he was telling me that the Kendall is like the hip hop place, and I was like, well, yeah, but that's because there was more opportunities there. Because when I was a kid, I used to play soccer, so I used to go play over there because that's where the parks were, that's where the optimists were, you know, the best available. And I used to go to a friend's house after practice or whatnot, and I would see that these guys would live like in a 2-bedroom home. They would have a townhouse. They would have more availability to things. When I was growing up in the beach in the 90s, it's not like how it is now, you know? South Beach, like, if you lived south of 5th, you were like Section 8. You were living in a 4th.
Yeah, man, I remember them SBs back in the day. Though.
Exactly. So back in those days, it was not easy to come up on a I don't know, a turntable or speakers.
Yeah, man, I feel you.
Or any of that. But then you go to Kendall, and like a lot of kids had this. I'm like, oh wow, this is dope. And that's when I learned about craze, going to the parties in Kendall, the barn parties. I used to go out there and be like, wow, this is wild. So yeah, Kendall does have a lot of hip hop, but that's because I believe they have more opportunities to get things.
When I was in like Miami 152, I always listened to like the pirate radio station 96.1.
Yeah.
And they would play all hip hop.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But it was also like Miami as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would listen to like 88.1 too, and they would play like the more, you know what I'm saying, super underground shit. But like those were two main radio stations I would fuck with, like my dog Traficante and Semp and bunch of like them DJs on 88.1, and then, you know, I would always listen to Khaled and DJ Smooth.
I used to go to
LA
the Cali
Smooth,
parties.
I'm sorry.
Cali parties.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Back, what was he at the fucking
Temple?
To Temple and shit. Yeah, that shit was crazy. So
Yeah.
Miami always had like mad hip hop and shit. But
Yes.
like when you blow up, you gotta be a certain way. It used to be how I used to be like in Miami. If you wanted to blow up,
Yeah,
you gotta
but
sound a
now-
certain way. But now that's just out the window.
Everything's accessible. So
Hell yeah.
everybody can make their own.
Now
stamp.
like Miami making noise all over the world on some hip hop shit.
Word.
It's crazy.
And it's bubbling.
It's crazy.
It's bubbling. I'm hoping that everybody stays as a unit, because I see that you guys are throwing the parties now in Lincoln Beard, and people are going, and I'm looking around. I'm like, I remember this because Mayday used to do or have a show in Jazz. It's on the beach.
Oh, Jazzy. Yeah, we rock Jazzy too. Yeah, Jazzy.
Exactly. So that was a vibe, and then it was building, and then it kind of like simmered down, and now it's starting to build up again. But now there's more like breweries and places where we could have our own party.
Hell yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's tight. It's starting to make noise, man. Believe it or not.
Yeah, man. You know,
You guys keep it up?
Shotty's one of the main reasons of that, man. Like you mentioned Shotty earlier, man. Like a lot of opportunities that I'm currently getting is directly or indirectly because of Shotty. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's a collective sound.
He just be looking out, and then you know what I'm saying, like even just him putting the word in and shit, like you know what I'm saying. I don't know how he made these crazy like bounds and leaps to like Copenhagen and all these crazy places and shit, Canada and fucking, you know what I'm saying? He got the like low key, he got the whole world checking for Miami and shit. And then he always like, I don't know, he just be mentioning me, and then I get people check my shit, and then next thing I know, I'm doing doing an album with, you know, my cha-cha from Copenhagen.
What?
And shit like that. So
like full circle.
Yeah, man. So Shotty is definitely the GOAT. He be looking out, and I really appreciate that, man. Like, forever grateful to Shotty, because he really, I don't know, man, he really doing something.
Yes,
like in a major way.
I told him, I was like, yo, man, I appreciate everything you're doing, because it's interesting, it's fun to listen to, and it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same, man. He better than 90% of rappers out there and shit. And like you said, he got his own genre. He sound like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I like. That it's like, what?
And he pushing like, you know, that GOAT shit, that
Go Farm.
Positive shit, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, just dope shit. It's crazy.
Nice. So, like, now that you're recording those albums, you're doing the show, what's coming up next?
Shit, man, a bunch of shit, man. I got one coming with, well, Go Wolves just dropped with Tev 95. That shit was crazy. That shit was mad fun. Tev is another master and professional at what he does and shit. I know him and Shotty got a Go Farm 2 dropping on the 25th. I don't know when this comes out. But we doing a show with them. It's called Goatchella.
On the 27th, right?
27th, 25th, something like that. Yeah. I heard the 25th. It might be the 27th.
Okay.
But it's our Lincoln's Beard and shit. So we're going to rock out over there. I got another one coming this month for early August with Press Collective.
Nice.
They make beautiful physical copies, like tapes and CDs. So I got an album called What Storms May Come with them. Brought all my wolves with me on that one.
Nice.
Might be the best shit I ever did, low key. And you know, and that's about it. That's all I got planned so far.
And what's up with the wolf concept? Where did that come from?
Well, that's actually me and Hussein, like my dog Hussein. When we was growing up in Germany, like the old mafia people and shit, they like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
go get the wolves.
They're like, oh, you know,
the wolves are
they got all these dumbass rules and shit. So me and Hussein was like, yo, we made like a pact. Like we ain't gonna let none of that shit, like, you know, fuck up our friendship or whatever. Wow. So it was like a pact. And then when I got deported, I felt like I was reading about wolves, something like a National Geographic or some shit at school or some shit, I don't know. And I was like, oh, like a wolf pack. Word. So I took the pack and just took off the K, because it was like a pack with my bro. And then I felt like I got separated from my pack. So it was like wolf pack. So I had the wolves to the front of the pack. And
nice.
And that's basically it. And then it was just Wolfpack for the longest. And then, you know, there was like 9 people at a time, like R.I.P. the Zoo and Bantu, Fuse, Rev, Jers, Belief, you know what I'm saying, Stu, Robbie, Methods, you know what I'm saying, my dog Big G, the whole TCP, all them. It was a bunch of people. It was like a little era. But that shit is over with.
The golden era, huh?
Yeah. It was definitely a fun time. So, but that shit's dead. So I switched it from Wolfpack to just Watch Wolves. I don't know why.
You revived it.
Yeah, just roll off the tongue. No thought behind it. And that shit just been rolling.
Nice. No, I like it. It's dope. It's like a different concept. I'm like, all right, bet. I could see it like, okay, a whole bunch of rappers together, Wolfpack. I like it though. It's dope. Yeah, Raised by Wolves, bro. All right, so at the end of the podcast, I always ask a few questions, and the first thing that comes to mind, I know you like doing that because you like the freestyle. So it's like a question, and then there's terms. So whatever comes to mind that you want to say, you say. You seen the movie The Bronx Tale?
Yeah, yeah.
You know the part when he asks Sonny, "Do you rather be loved or feared?"
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that?
I'll definitely say love, dog.
Okay, why
Fear
that?
shit, that fear shit, gotta keep being tough all the time and keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? And there's always, they don't even gotta be tougher than you, man. It could be a little jit with a gun and just catch you lacking, dog. So fuck all that fear shit, man. You know, I ain't trying to impose no fear on nobody. That shit, the birds for me.
Yeah,
So
I had
for me, it's love, man.
love. A lot of people say love. I had a rapper here the other day. His name is Jeff Stone. Cool guy, man. The guy's real smart, real talented. And he said something. And I was like, yo, that's true. That fear doesn't lie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of people that love you and stuff like that, but it's not really like a true love. So it's like a
people
lie.
people that I love, they be telling me the truth.
There you go.
I
Bet.
don't know. So it's just different circumstances.
All right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
the other one is knowing or understanding.
Definitely gotta say understanding, man. You know, because I don't know shit.
Word.
But I understand
Message.
a lot.
I say that to everybody. I'm like, the only thing I know, man, is that we don't know.
Yeah.
And if anybody tells you they know of something talking about, like, say, I don't know, the universe or the earth, I'm like, bro, you don't know.
You don't know.
You know what they told you. All right, wealth or riches?
Man, you know, like money is a major issue, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's different forms of wealth. So I gotta say wealth, though. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Perception or reality?
That's a good one. I mean, I gotta say reality, because perception can always be broken and shit. You know
Or
what I'm saying?
altered?
Altered and shit.
Correct. Joy or happiness?
Joy is like it's like a response, and happiness is like something you work towards and shit. So happiness.
Happiness all day, huh? And the term power of choice. Do you believe in it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like the power of choice. Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta.
we were talking about that earlier. You make a choice, it alters a lot of things.
Hell yeah, man, for sure.
So I came up with that question because I was watching this YouTube channel and they were talking about parallel universes. How your decision alters a new universe, and it keeps adding and adding and adding. So it's kind of like the Back to the Future movie when he writes on the board the line. He's like, somewhere over here you made a different choice and it brought this reality. So that old one is like gone and you just created a new one. So every choice you make alters realities.
Hell yeah.
It was bugged out. I was a little zoned out when I was watching it.
Deep.
And what do you believe the term good problems?
Oh yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, definitely.
So what would you consider like a good problem?
I mean, you know, people hating on you is always a good sign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When
everybody
you
says that too.
doing something. You know, maybe you have too much money. I ain't never been there, but it sounds like a good problem. You know what I'm saying? You might have like a fine ass crazy chick or some shit. You know? Something like that.
That seems to happen here in Miami a lot. They're
know
like
what
it's
I'm
an
saying?
infestation. All right, and emotional intelligence. You believe in it?
Oh, for sure, yeah, man. Definitely, man. Like, you know, I tell my boy all the time. I'm like, yo, you gotta deal with your emotions now. So, you know, what I'm saying you gotta conquer them just so you can, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Because he be like screaming at the screen and shit. And I'm like, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Or like in a
Stop
sports game or
raging.
something?
Yeah, you stop
Yeah,
raging
that's
on the
nuts.
fucking game. I'm like, yo.
It happens though. Sometimes you get emotional. You're like
You
place
don't do it
bet.
a lot.
You place a
You know what I'm
bet and it's some
saying?
dumb shit.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely emotional intelligence.
Pain versus suffering.
Well, I mean, you know, you always gonna have pain, but suffering, like, you can stop that. I mean, you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can
It's a
take
choice.
countermeasures and shit.
Suffering is a choice. Man.
Suffering is like in the head, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pain, yeah, is always gonna be there, but
It's an alarm.
yeah.
All right, logic or intuition?
Man, I'm not very logical, and I don't fuck with Logic, the rapper. So take that out. That's bad. That's bad.
Word.
But definitely intuition, man. That's all I operate on is, that feeling in your gut.
Yes,
feeling.
your intuition is everything. That's what I tell people. Listen to your intuition. Because a lot of times people, like you said, want to follow the trend. Okay, he did it this way. I got to do it this way. And you might have an opportunity and your intuition is telling you to go this way. But you're like, nah, man, I'm going to do it the way he did it that way. Totally messed up right there.
The other day, I ignored my intuition and I got fucked on it and shit. So definitely the one time, and I knew I should have did it, but I was trying to be like
Logical.
I was trying to be like logical and politically correct or some shit, and I didn't do it, and I got fucked.
Message. Follow your intuition, man. All right, intelligence versus experience. What do you think is more important?
I mean, for me, maybe because I'm not that smart, I gotta say experience. But if you mad intelligent, you might be better than experience, because there's like little jizz making billions of dollars that don't know shit about shit except like computers or something. So there's no way I can really
You got to gauge it
comment on
different
that.
ways.
For me, it's experience, but it's not the it's not the defining principle or whatever.
Got it. Discipline or self-respect?
Man, I think it's got to be discipline to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get self-respect through discipline. You know what I'm saying? If you keep lying to yourself and you keep putting shit off and you don't do shit, how can you respect yourself? You know what I'm saying? So you can't have one without the other, I think.
Word. And this is the new one. You're the first one that I'm going to ask this to because I was thinking about it the other day. Depression versus sadness.
Oh, man, that's a good one, man. Depression is, something that you feed. You know what I mean? That's another thing that you can, battle. You can fight that shit. Sadness, you know what I mean? Like, be it a loss or whatever type of shape, form, or fashion, you're going to be fucked up for a while. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be fucked up for a while, but you always going to have that sadness, but you can keep it like as a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You can keep it as a reminder, like a ghost to make you go harder or something, or, and the depression shit is just for the birds. I used to feed my depression with a bunch of, alcohol and whatever, and drugs and all that, and then be sad as fuck, you know what I'm saying? So, because of whatever. But now, you know what I'm saying, I kind of like quit all that, and I'm still sad, but I'm not depressed. So,
Got it. And then the last question is, have you ever felt like a stranger to yourself? And I say this because you said it like, a lot of drugs and drinking. And I know that when I went through that road, I was certain times you kind of like you just said it, like the depression or the sadness.
I don't know. I kind of know myself really well. I don't know if I would say a stranger to myself. I do surprise myself sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say, like, I think a big thing that people, like, as a man that you got to do is, like, know yourself.
Knowledge yourself.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. So I just basically wouldn't say I'm a stranger to myself, but I definitely do surprise myself sometimes.
Okay, so yeah, on the positive vibe.
Yeah.
Surprise yourself, like, damn, I said that, I did that, all right, bet.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice. All right, man, let everybody know your handles, where to find you, and what's coming up.
Just MoneyMogley anywhere. And a bunch of shit coming up, man. It's gonna be a crazy year.
Link is beard.
Follow
them.
Coachella gonna be the next show, and then we got I think we're doing the Havoc show, the Mobb Deep show, on the 15th of August. That's gonna be dope. Shout out to Heron and them and Excess. And
Heron, we gotta get you in here.
And then on the 30th, I think is my dog Silk's birthday at Lincoln's Beard, doing that one too.
Nice.
Shout out to Silky. And then What Storms May Come, coming whenever. And then a bunch of shit after that. Just, I don't know, like, just look out.
Word. MoneyMogley, man. Different sound, different energy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Harness energy, exercise wisdom, live, love, and laugh. We out.
Ooh.
Peace.